what technologies tend to do is they tend to amplify at the rawest level. It's an application of some scientific principle into a tool, and tools always give us new abilities, and we can do good or bad things with them. And you can make the tool to encourage good or bad behavior too, right? So, I mean, this is one of the reasons why I've become extremely interested in the design of a lot of quote-unquote social software that allows us to interact with each other, because you can sort of see how it's being designed, how it's going to nudge our behavior in one way or another. Sometimes good ways, sometimes bad ways, so, often in ways that the people who created it had absolutely no idea. Twitter is such a great example. The guys that put it together did it as a side project. They just thought it would be this fun thing to do in their spare time. They had no idea it was going to get as big as it did. And they really had no idea how people would use it. And so people have grabbed a hold of it and turned it into this device for sort of organizing mobs around being interested in something, for seeing whether a topic is sort of rising in the public attention. You can sort of see these memes rising. They had no idea that was going to become the way things would work, or the idea of sort of when someone says something really smart, it being retweeted around and rebounding around. That was another thing that they never saw. This idea of there being a distributed conversation. But at the same time, I mean, you know, Twitter also allows people to post, you know, willfully or even mistakenly incredibly wrong information that goes around and gets out there before anyone knows it's wrong. I mean, and in fact, just the other day I saw someone, there was a conference, Personal Democracy Forum, and had a little hashtag PDF09, and someone started actively spoofing it. They would post fake news. They would go, oh my God, eBay is buying Twitter, and they would post it just to see, and everyone got very annoyed, but I actually thought it was kind of awesome, because I thought this prankster was sort of exposing the ways in which you can, you know, Twitter allows you to, you know, put something up that's wrong and harness a particular mob to see if you can get it out there. As it turns out, I think the more interesting thing was how quickly it was debunked, because it turns out that, like, it's actually not that hard. It turns out it's actually hard to permanently disseminate wrong things on social networks with a lot of people watching, because the large number of people are going to know this is wrong, and they're going to start talking about it, and it gets drowned out. And that's very different from mainstream media, because, I mean, you know, one of the reasons why we're super careful at the magazines I write for to fact check stuff before it goes to print is because we know it takes a long time to get a correction in print. I mean, Wired magazine comes out once a month. If I get something wrong in a column, it's a month before it gets corrected. And so that inaccuracy will be way more entrenched, you know? Whereas if a tweet's wrong, it'll get knocked back pretty quickly. If something is wrong on Facebook, it often gets corrected pretty quickly.